Hello. In this video I'm going to give you a short demonstration of the advanced HiTechnic seeker code. The file's up on Sakai, and when you look at it you can see there's a fairly long function defined. Feel free to read through it. That's just something you would cut and paste right into your code. And then this little main task gives you some quick hints on how you might go ahead and use it. The advantage of this is what it's doing is it's combining reading the sensor in both the AC mode, or the 1200 Hertz mode, and the DC mode to try to get the best performance out of each, both good long-range performance and short-range performance. It also is going to give you an indication of signal strength, which should be somewhat proportionate to distance and help you actually physically locate the ball as well as just steer towards it. So when using this code, you still have to set your sensor speed. You don't set the mode because the code above is making the direct calls. You don't actually have to do that. And then the rest of this code is merely indicating, where, setting up the printing of what was actually found. It's storing it in both a variable called strength and direction. So to give you a quick peek at what this looks like, I'm going to go ahead and bring up kind of my remote screen program here. There we go. And I'm going to set it to polling mode so it's constantly updating, at least reasonably fast. So you can see it's actually still somehow kind of getting a sense of this, which I find surprising. I'm trying to get the ball to be actually turned off. And I actually have to physically turn the thing off. I can't actually. There's so many reflections in this room, I can't actually get it to go. So here's your 0. It's not seeing the ball at all. When I turn it on, I'm going to pick up some sort of value. I'm pretty far behind. If I put it in front, you can kind of see that I'm stick. I have it about, a foot and a half apart. We're getting a value of around 100. If I move it closer, that value will get pretty big. And while it's not perfectly still, it's certainly still enough to get a pretty good reading on it. If I try to keep the distance the same but move the angle, you get a little variation, but it's pretty close. When you kind of get in between two values, it can kind of get a little bit different. But as long as you have it, on 5 and get the distance right, you should be able to see it and get a really good sense of how close or far you are. So if I put it as far away as I can, my arms will stretch. You get a much kind of lower value. So, this is only necessary for some of the most advanced goals. There's really no reason to use this code unless you're trying for those. So I cannot ask you enough to make sure you have the simpler goals working before going on to the more complex ones. But in any case, I'll see you in class.